Okay, we are live. Hi Yashaswee.
Hello, Prasham.
Welcome back to T2I Sports and आज हम वो टाइमर वाइमर कुछ नहीं. We'll straight
Hmm.
get to the topic straight away. So
Correct.
today we are here for a very special occasion. We are not going to talk about matches that have been going on or things that have been going on in the field, but what Yashaswee has achieved and yeah, in his field. Uh, and yes, so Yashasvi just launched a book. He has authored a book which is called The Test of Times: Reliving Indian Cricket History, and it is out now. It went on sale on 24th of February. You can buy it on Amazon. We have put a link in the description already, so you can check it out after this chat is over. Yashasvi will be talking us through the entire journey of this book. क्या है उस book में, कैसे है, why should you read it? He'll tell us everything. And yes, so stay tuned for all the things that went into this book. The like knowing the backstory of this book. So yes, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. So Yashasvi, first of all, congratulations on
Thank you.
this
Thank you.
wonderful
Thank you,
feat.
Prasham. Hmm.
Yes. So, how like talk me before we go to the first day when you thought of this. Let's talk about the last 3 days. How has the last 3 days been for you since the launch?
La- No, I'm not going to lie. The last 3 days have been good. They have been very relaxing. So you feel the book is now in the market. You don't think much. You just think that your hard work is a success now. You have done extremely well. you know it is coming to the market now. It is on the perception, on the belief of people, how they'll enjoy the book. You don't think a lot about it, and I personally was not thinking a lot. You could have thought क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा, बुक पसंद आएगी लोगों को, क्या होगा, थोड़ा मिस्टेक्स तो नहीं मिलेंगी. बट यू हैव डन योर रिसर्च, यू हैव डन योर चेक्स, you have done a proper job, so you don't have to worry with what has happened. Just enjoy the moment. It was just soaking in. When I'll tell you what it went on. On 24th, on 24th when the book came, we were actually playing badminton. 12 बजे रात में, we knew that the book had to come on the 24th. And we were playing badminton. And I got an email. It's live on. Am I audible?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah. Yeah. On the 24th, we're playing, and I got an email from Notion Press, the publisher. They said the book is live on Notion Press. And I was like, wow, okay. ये थोड़े जल्दी हो गया. 12 बजे, एकदम शार्प 12 बजे हो गया. 24 को करना था, 24 के 12 बजे कर दिया. Like nice. And that थोड़ा सा एंजाइटी हुआ, कब Amazon पे आएगा, लोग कैसे खरीदेंगे. You start thinking all those things.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
it came 3 o'clock in the night. It came on Amazon, and by 5, I slept at 2:30 that day, and मेरी नींद टूट गई 5 बजे, 5:15, and I saw the email. And these days we have a bad habit. Phone बगल में रहता है, and the
Hmm.
first thing goes, your hand goes on to the phone. You see your phone. So I was very excited. Amazon पे भी आ गई, and then I go search on Amazon, test of times. हाँ भाई, ये तो मेरा ही है, ये मैं ही हूँ. I was like, हाँ, ये मैं ही हूँ, हो गया, this is nice. But yes, the reception from people, it was nice. I had a very good, my friends over here, they made it special. There was a small launch party over there, cakes, and a small. We had a booth type of system where we interacted with a lot of people. I think so. It's still there. It's still there in the student center in the canteen, and everybody took this positively. That was a fantastic thing. And the journey in the last 3 days was amazing. And when it became the bestseller, I was actually shocked. भाई ये bestseller कैसे हो गया? Then I see names of the books which Test of Times has defeated. It was
Yeah.
MS Dhoni's book, Believe by Suresh Raina, Bharat Sundaresan. There is Ravi Shastri's book, this Harsha Bogle's book, this Boria Majumdar's book, this, that, everybody, people who everybody knows, people with blue ticks and everything. And you see, 24-year-old ऊपर 3 दिन से ऊपर. Now that gives you a satisfaction, that makes you feel that yeah, things have gone well. And we're still awaiting Kindle edition and the international sales to go on. So in the next couple of days, I think so, by Wednesday we should have the international sales as well. So that is something which I'm very excited for. because there are people in and around the world, especially in the United Kingdom, who really want to know how this book has been written, because a lot of things go, in the book, go back into the date, when the Britishers were in India. So everybody is excited. So yeah, just waiting for that to come.
I'll just share a screenshot that I just took from the from Amazon.
Huh.
And yeah, is the screen? Yes, just a second. So so this is what Amazon's cricket books right now looks like. The first book that you see is Yashaswee's book. Then there is Dhoni, as he said, Dhoni's book. Then Suresh Raina's book. Then Ravi Shastri's book. There is also ABD Villiers. And you scroll down, you see Sachin Tendulkar's book. You see Shane Warne's book. So 3 days into the launch, obviously, yeah, it's a great moment. I can only imagine. Uh, so yeah, great achievement. अब थोड़ा पीछे जाते हैं. I
हाँ.
was going to ask you separately about the bestseller thing, but you have already covered it. But तो थोड़ा पीछे जाते हैं अब.
ठीक है.
थोड़ा थोड़ा पीछे जाते हैं तो last 24 hours, okay, like from 22nd to 23rd to 24th, these 3 days, were you at the peak of excitement, anxiety, or it was ki हाँ अब, or was it when I'll reframe my question. Was it more, the anxiety was more before the launch, or was the anxiety more when you were finding a publisher and you were signing that publisher, वो publisher के पास गई थी book, when was the excitement and anxiety more?
Basically, anxiety 24 hours before the launch. You know, a lot of things start going on your head. Launch के बाद सब कुछ subside हो जाता है. But
Hmm.
सब बोलते हैं, when you see an India-Pakistan game, it is before the toss. After the toss, after the national anthem, everything is subsidized. Everything is gone, subsided. तुम खुश हो जाते हो, you are in the moment. The same thing happened with me. It was the 24 hours. The time wasn't passing. I'm telling you, it was horrible. Every moment you see, okay, still this time. When will 24th come? Will the email, when will the email come? कैसे आएगा? कब आएगा? हम कैसे पता चलेगा? Everything. You're still going on Amazon. थोड़ा प्री अर्ली बर्ड तो नहीं हो गया? जैसे मिर्जापुर ये सब Amazon प्राइम में पहले आ जाता है क्या? वो ये सब पहले आ गया? You start doing those things. You have a lot of superstitions. You start doing those superstitions. ऐसे नहीं बैठना है, उधर नहीं बैठना है, ये नहीं खाना है, वो नहीं खाना है. You start doing a lot of things. But yes, finding a publisher in my case was not very hard or very difficult, because I went into a process where I knew what I was doing. So
Okay.
publisher हम लोग को पहले से ही पता था. The publisher, I was told about this publisher through a friend who has already been attached to this publisher. So he was like, you go to him, you go to them, they'll help you. And so publishing was a uh, very easy thing. It was not very difficult.
Okay, great. Now, when did this idea come to you? When did the process begin? And talk us through the entire journey of writing the book now.
Okay, so the idea was there. If you remember, I have a show already on
Yes,
yesteryear
yes.
players and yesteryear events. So I decided, you talk a lot about these things. You see, I researched a little bit of market even before. I'll just explain this in a very easy manner. Indian cricket is actually divided into four parts.
Okay,
The quadrangulars, pentangulars, when even the Britishers were there. Post independence, the 1960 eras, and then the 71 to 83 era. This is the four eras. And after that, this is the era, where everything is going goody goody. India is doing well. There is one or two hiccups every now and then. That is fine. But nobody actually wrote about these four eras together. इन सब के बारे में अलग अलग है. कोई अकेले 71 के बारे में लिखेगा, कोई अलग 83 के बारे में लिखेगा, कोई अलग, they'll write about post independence, how India went to Australia 47 48. So this was the idea, to bring all these together. And there is a common what do you say, common entity which actually connects all these things. When you read the book, you'll get to know about it.
Right.
So that,
Okay.
so there is a lot of things very common, because if a person was there in 1932 when India made its debut in international cricket, the same person was there when India played as an independent nation.
Hmm.
And the same player who captained India as an independent nation was there when India won the World Cup in 83. He played an important role. So a lot of things have are interconnected, and this is not what people, this is what people not actually knowing it very well.
Right.
So
Right.
that,
Right.
so the idea was to bring this thing. And there is a, there has been a lot of good things which has happened in the past for Indian cricket. You see, when I was writing the book, I read some stories about certain players, and I was like, wow, can this really happen? You come out of nowhere, you come out of nowhere, and then you come out of nowhere, and then you get an injury and you're done. People say you cannot play again. लोगों को लगता है कि बस वही है स्टोरी, बस वो बीच में क्या हुआ है वो कोई नहीं सोचता है, वो कोई समझता नहीं है. आई हैव ट्राइड टू ब्रिंग दैट मिडिल, you know middle part,
Hmm.
make the
Hmm.
middle part very, romanticize the middle part. So tried doing this in the book. And idea, as you asked about the idea came from, definitely it came from uh, the show. When I was doing the show, my first episode was on Vinu Mankad, and I was like, this guy deserves a lot of things. We are very disrespectful to him. This generation is definitely very disrespectful to him when it comes, and when they come and say Mankading is illegal. Now you go and say to, that's his surname. You're actually
Yeah.
saying, you're actually insulting the family. You're not insulting anything. You're not insulting the moment. You're insulting the family. Now I go and say, no, you come and say Raman is illegal. You're actually insulting a person. You're insulting a family. You're not
Correct.
insulting the
Yes.
moment. So I felt a lot of people need to know. So when I'll just tell you an anecdote which I read, which I've kept in the book also. When Vinu Mankad ran the batsman out on the non-striker's end, Sir Donald Bradman said this. Sir Donald Bradman said, Bill Brown was the batsman on the non-striker's end. He was acting very smart. He got what he deserved. And this is in the rules. He has done the right thing. When a
Hmm.
man of Donald Bradman's stature says this, you have to believe, and you have to, abide by it. I'm not saying he's the biggest thing. He's not the Lakir ka Fakir, but yeah, he is a big thing in sporting history. So you have to respect the man. You have to respect a lot of things. So writing the book, it was a brilliant experience. बहुत कुछ सीखने मिला. बहुत कुछ मुझे भी नहीं मालूम था. You know, I still remember in 2018 when I was actually trying to get into Indian history, Indian cricket history. So I challenged myself. I wanted to see how many players did I know. तो मैंने
Hmm.
लिखा, मैंने लिस्ट बनाया. I knew Patodi, I knew Wadekar, I knew Naidu, I knew this, that. But then I saw, I didn't know, I didn't know Vijay Merchant, I didn't know Ramakant Desai, I didn't know Subhas Gupte, and I didn't know Nari Contractor, I didn't know Naumal Jiomal, I didn't know Amar Singh Muhammad Nisar. So how can I make it better? you know तो इसमें रिसर्च करने लगा. So many people actually don't know this, that Indian team had fantastic fast bowlers when India started playing cricket in 1932 when India toured England for playing its first test match. India had two fast bowlers in Amar Singh and Mohammad Nisar. एंड वैली हैमंड जैसा प्लेयर, ये वैली हैमंड, डगलस जार्डन, ये लोग ने ये बोल दिया था इनसे अच्छा फास्ट बॉलर पूरी दुनिया में नहीं है.
Okay.
सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इवन देन. ओके, आई अंडरस्टैंड, यू कैन से रिकॉर्ड कहाँ है. हम लोग तो मैच जीते ही नहीं थे. वी मेड डेब्यू इन 1932. वी वन आवर फर्स्ट मैच इन 1952 आफ्टर प्लेइंग 25 टेस्ट मैचेस. बट दैट इज नॉट इट. वो मेंटालिटी नहीं थी. जीत की मेंटालिटी नहीं थी. मेंटालिटी थी कि हम अच्छा खेलें, हमको बड़ा बनना है, हमको नाम बनाना है. वो मेंटालिटी थी. वही मेंटालिटी हटी है आगे जाके. नाउ यू सी विराट कोहली. Now you see Virat Kohli, and I'm 100% sure with what Rohit Sharma brings on the table, no draws will be there. I don't remember when was the last draw India played.
Right.
if if,
Yes.
if it was not for that if it was not for that rain in England in the first test, India would have won that test match as well. So that brings aggressiveness aata hai with time, you become better. So book mein we started the book. Thank you, Shweta. I hope you enjoy the book. It's available, as Prashant said, the link is there, so you guys can
Yes.
buy it, enjoy the book. It's a very small book, very crisp, very small. Data driven bhi hai, anecdote driven bhi hai, stories. I've talked to a lot of people, बहुत लोगों की expertise उसमें गई है. So got a lot of knowledge about that on the book, on the players. So yeah, like I was telling, I decided this in June, कि let's do this, and I was very much excited to finish the book and publish it by December. The idea was that, but due to certain external factors, you have a lot of things going on when you're in college. You have placements, you have this and that. So it went, that the book went under the cover. But yes, I gave the book at least 35 minutes to it every day, making the script, क्या लिखना है, क्यों लिखना है, कैसे लिखना है, everything was there. And then, in just sat one day, decided finish it. Now is your time, because after this you will be in corporate, you'll be somewhere, you'll be doing something. Nahi time milega. Just go by it and finish the book. So the journey has been amazing. And when I talk about the journey, I shouldn't forget people who have supported. Now, there have been people who have supported, who have safeguarded. There are times where, being in a B school, that there are a lot of group assignments.
Right.
And
Yes.
and there is this beautiful word called free rider.
Yes.
There's a fine line in doing a lot of work and becoming a free rider. तुम एक दिन कुछ नहीं बोले, free rider है, that guy's a free rider. So a lot of things were there, people understood, people supported. So I cannot thank, I actually especially cannot thank you as well, cannot thank you so much as well. You have been very helpful. And you know it's been a pleasure to know you as a friend. And I lose words when I have to thank people. But yes, the knowledge, the support, it's been amazing. It's really good. And the book is here, you see the book. This is the 9 months hard work which has gone into it. And it feels good when you hold it. Sometimes just open a random page and just start reading. You feel maybe you have done something well.
You definitely have. You definitely have. And as far as you thanking me goes, it has to be the other way around, because you have always obliged and come on our show, and you have always had those insights, very quick insights that you always have ready at the back. Like it's like the back of your hand ki bas ab ye iski baat chal rahi hai, I know about this guy. You know about so much that we don't know it at all. And there are a few questions in the chat. So before I go to my next question, I'll take those up.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So first of which is there a storyline element which connects all these eras?
We have not kept a storyline as such, but if you want to actually add a storyline to it, is that how Indian cricket has become successful. You know, there was
Okay.
a time when we didn't win test matches. Now we win test matches at ease. Nobody defeats us. When somebody defeats us, it becomes a bloody headline.
Yeah.
Like South Africa defeated India 2-1. And like how on earth India lost to them? Similarly, so like I'll just give you an anecdote. In 71, India defeated West Indies and England, two series at a time. There were two consecutive series, both overseas series, and India defeated both of them. And a certain journalist wrote, how India can't do anything. There's Charlie Griffith, there's Wes Hall, there's Sony Ramadin, they'll eat them up. And then came a 5 feet 2 inches Sunil Gavaskar, first series, score 774. Now everybody starts singing, starts making rhymes, starts making songs, everything, uh, making songs, making everything about Sunil Gavaskar and his greatness. And that team in 71, which stood West Indies, I'll tell you a very fantastic fact. There was no Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi. Ajit Wadekar was leading India for the first time. There was no Farooq Engineer. India played with a wicketkeeper called Rusi Gigi Boy, who had no experience. India didn't have B.S. Chandrasekhar. B.S. Chandrasekhar is known to be India's finest leg spinner. And there is a reason why I actually overemphasize on him, because me and him share the same birth dates.
Okay.
So I get a little more happy. So that is one thing. So this is one thing. There was a time when nobody believed in Indian cricket. It was They were like under the rock, but now you see. So that is one thing. The growth of Indian cricket is an element which connects each dots.
So there is some kind of a story when it comes to an inexperienced side of India and
Correct.
going
Yes.
overseas and winning test matches, because
Yes. Correct.
every opposition will write us off, and then there'll come some players, like when you
Something
said,
comes in.
like some wicket keeper called Gigi Boy will come in, they'll do wonders.
So
There'll be an N Natarajan who will T Natarajan who will come in, he'll bowl.
come in and do something. Yeah. This
There'll be
is the Indian.
something. There's something about inexperienced Indian sides.
I'll tell you the first line I wrote in the preface. The first line, just read the first line. Indian cricket is made of stories and has become great because people have adored cricketers.
Right.
This is a very important line. It's made of stories. This is a beautiful stories. How a wire joins all the pearls to make a beautiful necklace. It is how Indian cricket is. Brilliant. Sport is brilliant. There has been stories. Even in '71, Dilip Sardesai was Dada of Indian domestic cricket. If he went in the Ranji Trophy matches, he scored 100. That was for sure. But in international cricket, he was not very comfortable. Not a very big, not getting good runs. So he was told, him and ML Jaisimha were told, if you don't perform, forget going to England. And Sardesai comes in, scores 680 runs in 5 test matches, and against the same crazy bowling attack, which took off the head of Nari Contractor in 61. So this is the stories. Indian cricket has become great because of these stories, and will always be great. There is going to be. We talk about Sardesai, we talk about Sunil Gavaskar, we talk about Sachin, we talk about a Nataraj and Virat today, Rohit today. In the future, there will be somebody. There will be a lot of cricketers even in the future. There may be an X, Y, Z who will come, who will have stories and who will make Indian cricket great. That is for sure.
Right. Yes. There is no doubt about it. Even though currently people watching us who are not so much into cricket might think कि अरे ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, एक बार सचिन तेंदुलकर आ गया, फिर विराट कोहली आ गया, अभी लाइन में सब ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. अरे बट होता है. It has been
होता है.
happening for so long in the Indian cricket scenario. You had Sunil Gavaskar who was succeeded by Sachin Tendulkar, who was succeeded by Virat Kohli, now will be succeeded by someone else, and it will go on. It will always go on with the kind of quality that we produce every year.
Correct. Correct.
So yes, there are a few more questions. The next
Yeah,
question is,
sure.
what was the toughest task in the whole process of making the book, and how did you deal with those phases?
you know Toughest task, irrespective of writing the book, was keeping the focus in place. There were times, I'm not going to lie, there were times I really wanted to take a break. In the first week of January, I knew, I had to finish the book in January. The idea was to finish the book, edit the book, put it into, what do you say, publishing process in January. And there were times, you were like, आज संडे छोड़ देते हैं. And when I used to say this to a person named Rishabh Mishra, he said this. I can't say the exact words on live telecast obviously, but he used to say, भाई तू एक दिन छोड़ेगा, ये एक succession बन जाएगा. I know it
Hmm.
is hard on you. I know it is very hard on you, but you can go continuously try yourself. ट्राई करते रहो. थोड़ा सा ही लिखो, एक ही लाइन लिखो, दो ही लाइन लिखो, एक ही पेज लिखो, लेकिन do it. If you don't do it today, it might be pushed for a long period of time. So there was backing of a lot of people, and more than a lot of more than what it is in your head, it was people supporting. Backing was बहुत अच्छा था. करो करो करो, हो सकता है. कभी कभी you feel You feel like putting the shutter down of your laptop. भाई हो गया, अब नहीं करने का, थोड़ा थोड़ा समय अब नहीं करने का. But still, the push was there, the rigor was there. I knew that I had to do it, and just ran past it.
Yeah, so I've seen this on your Instagram as well. Ki there are in those important phases where you were signing the contract or you
Hmm.
had that meeting. There was an entire table of people who was surrounding
Correct.
you, people surrounding you in your college. So
Correct.
how has that been like? People around you. You have been emphasizing on that since the start of the stream. Uh, if you would like to name some, or how has that experience been? How have they supported you? The entire support system behind this book.
Yeah, I'll tell you this again. While writing the acknowledgement, I felt I wanted to be cheeky. I wanted to be cheeky and I wanted to be a little Snoop Doggish and wanted to say, at the end, I would like to thank myself. But that is not possible. That's not possible. When you're doing such a big thing, not possible. Because people थे, बहुत लोग थे. Families थे, friends थे, experts थे, mentors थे. And that day, anybody asks me, that is a very beautiful moment. People, I just told them कि आज contract sign कर रहा हूँ, can you guys come? We have a group people who eat together, and उस पे लिख दिया मैंने, आज contract sign कर रहा हूँ, क्या तुम लोग आ सकते हो? And nobody asked the second question. Everybody told कितने बजे है? मैं बोला 6 o'clock, can you guys come? And everybody was there. Everybody was there in the common room. And that is something which made it special, which made it good. And I cannot forget that day, because while signing, my roommate was taking a photo video, my friend was there, my friends were there, they were all around. And I get a little worked up and teared up when I talk about this. It was fantastic. The moment was amazing, because people coming, they know that they have a lot of work there. College में है तो काम होगा, assignments होंगे. Still coming, still coming and celebrating that. Fantastic. It's amazing. Cannot thank a lot. Cannot thank people a lot.
Yeah, right. So yeah, so I've always seen that around you on your social media, and yeah, so I just thought I'll ask you that. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So, what was the research process like, the inception phase of writing? I also have an add-on to this.
Huh.
So, with your education going on, with you being in a college, and you said ki you gave 30-35 minutes every day, but then there's a lot of research that is still pending. Apart from what you knew, you already knew a chunk of it, a majority of it through your show when you were making the show. So you had that info in place, but there were bits and pieces that had to be connected everywhere, the blocks, the building blocks. So uh, how was it? How was the whole research process like? Did you talk to people, or did you surf the net a lot, or मतलब कैसे कहाँ से निकली ये सब info?
See, I'll tell you, research process was difficult, and I also mentioned one thing in the start of the show was कि cricket चार before 83 चार तरह से cricket divided है Indian cricket.
Right.
So 50s से लेके 83 तक you'll find a lot of things. You'll find people who know it. You can talk to them. वो है. But what becomes difficult? While I was writing the first few chapters, that was early 1900s. While I was doing, while I was writing about Palwankar Ballu, Ranjit Singh ji, Dulip Singh ji, CK Naidu, that part was very hard. That part became difficult. You didn't know who to believe on. Because a lot of things are there on internet. द मेन पार्ट जो होता है ना, जो जिस्ट होता है वो सिमिलर है, लेकिन वो जिस्ट के आसपास क्या वो सच्चाई है वो पता
Hmm.
नहीं लगती है. तो उसको पता लगाने में बहुत रिसर्च गया. यू टॉक टू अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल, यू अंडरस्टूड द थिंग्स, you checked a lot of scorecards. And I'm not lying, ESPN Crick Info has scorecards from 1911.
That's
India
quite
first.
detailed.
Yeah, and that's quite detailed, very detailed. Everything was written so nicely. This guy bat, it was proper scorecard. Like in today's date, I'm not saying ball by ball kya hua, they didn't write that. That
Hmm.
was not possible. That was 100% not possible. But it is there. It is nicely archived. You can go, anybody who wants to research can go and research. That is why I tell this to a lot of people, a lot of young people. I say this: don't, if you want to know, if you want to check scores, even I check scores on CrickBuzz, understandable. But if you want to know more about cricket, if you want to actually enhance your knowledge, go to Cricinfo. Check the scores on CrickBuzz, but if you want to enhance, check on Cricinfo, ESPN Cricinfo. That's the best website ever.
Right.
So it was difficult at times. Research process at times could have been very difficult, but with the amount of information on internet and the amount of videos, you could I could actually, I called a lot of people while writing this book, asked them about, kya hua hai, kaise hua hai, can you tell me how it went on. So they explained very well, and it was very nice of them to help me in doing well while writing the book.
Right. Yes. So that was about the research part. Now let's make this a little light-hearted. Tell the viewers about the most weird and funny question you were asked regarding the book.
I'll tell you one funny question. Weird question है कि funny है तुम लोग decide करो, लेकिन बहुत हंसी आने वाली है. I on 8th of February I put up the book का photo कि हाँ भाई ये book है, ये cover होने वाली है book की, and a certain person messages me, भैया आपकी book है. भाई नाम लिखा हुआ है, फोटो छपी हुई है, अब भाई किसी और की हो सकती है क्या? You get irritated, you at that point of time you have 80-90 messages in line, you can't reply to all of them, and that suddenly this message pops in and you're like, what do you want in life? you know,
Why? Why?
why
Why do
why
you want to ask this?
why do you want to answer this? This is one weird question, and one funny question I want to tell you. Certain people, so, and it was very nicely given in the heading of the book that sorry, I saw the Vanshad's comment again over here, so I just blew out and laughed. There was one funny question. हाँ, जुर्वे भाई ने लिखा है most probably. So, you know, one person actually asked me, "Is there Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli in the book?"
Yeah.
The
If that is what makes you read it, then sure. Right.
Sure, yeah, maybe yes, but the book is self-explanatory. A lot of thing is written, history है. I'm sorry if I would have disappointed you. लेकिन हाँ, references are given. I have tried to, in the book, I tried doing this one thing, was trying to, just आजकल का जो showbiz cricket business हो गया है, I tried attaching it to today's world. I tried attaching it to today's world with the yesteryear. बहुत ट्राई किया, अच्छे से ट्राई किया थोड़ा सा, and I felt I have succeeded. But when you ask about your self satisfaction, I felt I have succeeded well over there.
Okay, that's great. So those were the question. Now there are some congratulations that have come
Thank,
your way. So we'll take
thank
those.
you, thank you,
And
Prashwa, thank you, Rutupan.
so we'll move ahead now. From now, I know you since we were working on a website and we were writing
Correct.
content for that website. So from there to being a commentator, so now an author. What comes next for Yashaswee?
What comes next? As of now, I have not thought about it, but yes, again, it is one step at a time. You want to take one step at a time. You want to see what's coming in the future. And I always felt, these 2 years where I was away from on ground cricket, covering on ground cricket, I felt I lost a lot of things. But this book came in and things have started, becoming very, you understand, हाँ अब सब ठीक हो रहा है, सब कुछ एक line पे आ रहा है, so you start feeling happy. So maybe in the future, as whatever happens, we might think of something else, but as of now, first book has come, maybe second, maybe third, but yes, one at a time, one step at a time. Just stay in the present, see the scenario, see the things, and continuously do it.
That's great. That's great. We'll take. We have already got another question. Any plans on writing a cricket-based fiction novel? Has this even crossed your mind?
Fiction novel didn't cross my mind. I'm honestly saying this didn't cross my mind, but this looks a little interesting. But again, I'm someone. who is not a very good writer. I'll put this up. I'm not a very good writer. I wrote this book because this has happened. This is history. These are realities. This is a reality of Indian cricket history. So writing realities is not a very big thing. It's writing an essay. Took it as an essay. एक एक player लिया, wrote it as a prose form and essay form. But fiction might be difficult, but who knows? Again, who knows what comes in the future? If a good idea hits me up, definitely, definitely one can think of a fiction book. Yes,
Okay, that's great news for people who are into fiction writing, and
I
yes,
might have to take lessons. I might have to take lessons from other people, for fiction writing.
okay. Kudos, Yashasvi. This book will make today's fans understand the importance of our yesteryear stars. Surely, I think that is one of the many motives that Yashasvi
Correct,
has with this book, so that people today learn about the those that era that
correct,
started Indian cricket, and from where these players who are playing right now have learned cricket, right?
correct.
So
You know,
people
I,
today, yeah,
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 go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, Prasham. Sorry. So I've always believed this. Now you take example of yourself. You know the name of your grandfather. You know the name of your great grandfather. Correct.
Yes, right,
So that is where your family started from, right? So similarly, if you take cricket as a family, the sport started from CK Naidu. It went past to Lala Amarnath, Vijay Merchant, Vijay Hazare, Syed Mustaq Ali, and these all people. Everybody came in and went. So that is how it happens. So you need to know how it happened. And I remember one thing very well. Harsha Bogle said this, and I have kept this line in the book. If there was no B.S. Chandrasekhar, there wouldn't have been an Anil Kumble. Because what in 1971 to England Chandra did, that inspired Anil Kumble.
right,
Those stories Anil Kumble heard, and Anil Kumble actually became a leg spinner. And that is why he went on to take 619 wickets. So that is how these are the things which actually make the people who you are. You these small stories. Rohit Sharma once said that nobody else plays. He also heard the stories. Definitely, he has not watched Gundappa Vishwanath play, but hears the story that there was no other better player of spin than Gundappa Vishwanath. So that is it. You learn from them. I haven't seen Sunil Gavaskar play, or neither you have. But still,
hmm,
when you hear about him, you stand in respect that there's a great man who took Indian sport ahead. So similarly, you have never seen Kapil Dev play. The only stories you have heard, 1705 इंडिया थी, उसने इंडिया को जिता दिया. उसने विव रिचर्ड्स
right,
का दौड़ते हुए कैच पकड़ा था. This is the things which you actually crave for, and you actually and these are some things which inspire and will inspire the next generations as well, because there will be story in this only, there will be stories of Sachin, Virat, Rohit, Dhoni, Gangli, Dravid, Anil. Everybody will be there, but it is where Indian cricket started. This is the book where Indian cricket actually started. So
right.
that is how it went on, and it will go on. Indian cricket has a very good history. Has a very good history. Indian cricket has a very good future in hand, and 100%, not for the next 20 years, Indian cricket is going to be dented. I don't know after that what will happen, but for the next 20 years, we are in safe hands. And
Right,
because
and
of
to
us, world cricket is in safe hands. The day Indian cricket becomes 1920, the world cricket will be fragile.
yes, that's right. That I can vouch for. Looking at the current status of how we are playing. One last question: what was the most interesting or unknown story you came across?
No, should I actually say this, because then you will not read the book? So, no, but yeah,
Just give us the heading and leave us on a cliffhanger if you like.
okay, I'll leave you on a cliffhanger then. So, there is a story about this is one of my favorite players. Nariman Jamshedji Contractor is one of my favorite players. Okay, so I have heard a lot of stories about him, and I didn't know who Nari Contractor was before the book. Not before the book, means 2 years prior to this. In 2020, if you would ask Yashaswee, do you know Nari Contractor? Yashaswee didn't know Nari Contractor. and I'm being honest, dead honest over here. Then I researched, learned a lot about him. So I I'll tell you a story which I have nicely mentioned in the book. So Nari Contractor was a 19-20-year-old boy. He was playing in Bombay, and those times first class matches were very important. So Bombay Presidency 11 was playing Pakistan 11. So Nari Contractor played well, and a certain man, he was the captain of Gujarat Ranji team. His name was Firoz Kambata. He was watching. He was watching. He called him. He called contractor, young contractor, come. And he said, would you play for Gujarat? He said, uncle, I have played all my life in Bombay, and I would love to play for Bombay. The next day, not the next day, next week, the Bombay team is announced. Nari contractor is not there for the Ranji Trophy. Now you see, you have got an offer, you reject that, hoping that you will be selected in the other one, and there also you're rejected. Then he sends a telegram. At those point of time, there were no WhatsApp messages, so a telegram was the handiest of mode. He sent a telegram saying available for selection, and when he sent that, the next day, Gujarat teams playing 11, sorry, the playing 15 is announced. Again, no Nari contractor. But the next day, he gets a telegram. Next day, he gets a telegram for Firoz Kambata. Proceed to Baroda. Come to Baroda. And he comes to Baroda. Guess who is? Guess who is he playing in place of?
I have no idea.
You won't believe it. Firoz Kambata made a excuse of backache and left that game. Nari Contractor plays in his place and scores 2 centuries in 2 innings on Ranji Trophy debut.
These are
These are way too good to be believed.
right. Exactly.
You can't believe them. And these are stories which have been narrated by Nari Contractor.
So is a director watching us right now? This book can be a movie right now.
This book can actually be a movie. A lot of sports people's life can be a movie. you know these are crazy things. You can't be. And there are certain more stories. The stories on Vijay Merchant, Vijay Hazare, the stories on Lalaji, the story on Colonel Naidu, Subhash Gupte, Polly Umrigar, Dilip Sardesai, Vijay Manjrekar. There's so many beautiful stories. You read it, you love it, more than loving it, you'll have compassion. You'll actually feel like, भाई ये हो सकता है सही में जिंदगी में. Now you see Nari Contractor had no idea who would play for Gujarat. He plays for Gujarat on debut. He's actually replacing the captain of the team and scores centuries on debut. Crazy. I say this crazy shit happening. Bro, it's crazy, dude. Stop it.
This is like, yeah, it has to be somewhere like, I don't know if you believe in it. Like, ऐसे people who say it very famously कि लिखा हुआ होता है types.
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
So
No, there are
it's
things. There are things लिखा हुआ होता है. You know, that is what I said. Nari contract. While writing Nari Contractor's chapter, because in the first 15, 16 chapters of the book, first 14 chapters of the book, he's the only person who's alive at the moment. Uh, Everyone who I've wrote about in the book is no more in the world, and maybe in the better place. And that is what Nari. And I'm trying my best, actually to reach to Mr. Contractor, maybe gift him a book, or if not gift him, at least recite or say you know read the chapter to him. That would be something. My God, that would be a fantastic thing for me.
right. Yes, surely. So we while we were on the last question, we have another question, so we'll take that up as well. Uh, which is your favorite era? An era close to your heart.
See, I cannot say which era is favorite to my heart, but I can say one thing, baby steps are always good. Baby steps will teach you a lot of things. So I'll actually personally say the first initial parts of Indian cricket history, the 1900s, pentangular, quadrangulars, our unofficial tour to, you say, England in 1911, where half of the team went for partying, half of the team, divide the team into 24. Eight players went for partying, eight players went for democracy. Political well-being and political stuff, because cricket at that point of time was Maharajas games. So a lot of Maharajas were there in the sport, in the team. So they went for partying and this and that, and some of them, not some, I'll say only few of them played to went to play cricket, and they made a name for themselves. So yeah, yeah, the starting is always beautiful. The starting is always beautiful. The better the start is, the better the start, the better the future. So they say morning shows the day. So that is what happens. The baby steps shows the future.
Right. Obviously, yes. True. Very true. So, before we end, Yashasvi, anything you would like to, if you can just show us the book again, so that
Sure,
people
sure.
know that is what they need to buy.
This is
Uh,
what Yes, this is what you
yes.
have to buy. This is here. You can see, maybe. I hope you all can see.
Yes. Just a
You
second. Just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is the book. I'll just open the first page for you. This is the first page. You can see this is the book. It's a very small book, just 160 words. Sorry, just 160 pages, 162 pages. Sorry, 160 words तो आधे घंटे में पढ़ लेते. WhatsApp मैसेज उतना बड़ा होता है. वो
Yes.
फॉरवर्ड जाते घर वाले ग्रुप्स पे, उससे वो
Huh.
बेटर होते हैं. वो
Yes,
बड़े होते हैं.
then they tell you to send it to other three people.
हाँ.
Yeah. So those kind of forward. Yes. So people who have joined us, please do check out this book. The link is also there in the description. The link is also a pinned comment in the chat right now.
Correct.
After this live stream is over, that chat might not be visible for some time. So description में है. Description में the first link that you will find, and the only link in the description that you will find is of the book on Amazon. Go pick it
Correct.
up as soon as you can, because it is already a bestseller. It might sell out anytime, and then you don't
Don't
know
tell
when
me
you'll
that.
get it.
And don't tell me. And one more thing, once you asked about one more funny moment. Yes, that funny moment came while you told about the bestseller one. The worst part I hate is, worst part I'm telling you, is people taking undue credit and asking me. I'm getting so crazy messages. I
Pissed.
get one message. I get one message. भाई तू मेरे साथ अंडरग्रेड में था. Can you please send me one book? That guy, I don't even know him. भाई सेम कॉलेज में थे, अंडरग्रेड में. भाई भेज दे एक बुक साइन करके. Now what do you expect me to say? I tell them, but people might find me a little cocky over here, but I say this, buy the book, I'll sign it. But
That's a very good reply.
that is the
It's a very
only
good
thing I
reply.
can say. That is the only thing I can say, maybe. No, but yes,
Yes.
hearing that word bestseller, I was not expecting that to happen. I was actually, not expecting bestseller to happen. I was expecting, the book to do okayish, ठीक ठाक कर लेंगे, थोड़ा बहुत okay. But bestseller, when I also saw, bestseller became on 25th. When I woke up on 25th, and I was just checking, what is seen, how many replies and everything. Oh, sorry, how many reviews and ratings and everything. I see hashtag one bestseller. I'm like, what is this? And you have who have not very into this for the first time. You're seeing your product on Amazon. You understand what is happening, and you just go and see. Dude, this is seriously happening. This is number one. Dude, that was a shock. I was shocked for 10 minutes. I was like this. But yes, these are things which are good, which are happening for good. And definitely, maybe in the future, this can become even better.
Yes. And this has also helped T2I, because now we have a best-selling author who joins us and talks to us about cricket. So that is a great thing for us as well. And yes, so Thank you so much, Yashasvi, for giving us this idea and opportunity to have a digital launch of your book on
Correct.
this very channel, despite you having your own channel. So yes, thank you so much, and I hope people who joined in are taking away a lot of things from this stream. Will definitely go and check the book out. They'll buy it and they'll read it out. So yes, thank you, Yashasvi. It was a great time, and I wish you all the best and congratulations once again.
Thank
We'll
you. Thank you.
definitely end the stream
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, just before ending the stream, I always told you that we will do a launch in T2I no matter what. And
yes.
when you called him best-selling author, that is not what I actually want to expect, because I would always be the same Yashasvi. As I said once, that Yashasvi was just one call away.
Right. Yes. Yes. Of course. And you are one call away, one chat away always.
Always.
And yes, we have another Sri Lanka T20, T20 international coming up. And after that, we might have a series review and we'll have Yashasvi there as well.
Correct.
So, yes, he'll keep joining us. We have a lot of content coming your way because we have a long season of IPL coming your way.
Correct.
So, yes,
Yes.
stay tuned. Thank you so much for everyone who joined in today. This was a very unique video, unique stream for us, a great experience. And yes, thank you so much, Yashasvi, once again.
Thank you, Prashant, for having me.